I'll write an interesting 800-word story for part 1. First contact and fatal mistake in simple English with Korean names, written in third-person style. The stars looked different from the observation deck of the Galactic Coalition ship. Captain Kang watched the blue planet grow larger on the main screen. Earth, a new world filled with resources his people needed. "Captain, we found something interesting," said Officer Han, pointing to a small building on a mountain. "It's a research station. Only one human is there." Captain Kang nodded. The Coalition had been searching for new planets for years. They ruled over 30 star systems already. Their technology was far better than anything humans had. Their ships could travel between stars. Humans had barely reached their own moon. "This will be easy," Kang said. "We'll take the human and learn about Earth's weapons." The Coalition ship landed silently near the research station. It was night. Snow covered the ground. Inside the station, Dr. Soo Kim worked late studying star patterns. She didn't hear the aliens approach until they broke through the door. Sue looked up from her computer. 3 tall beings stood in her office. They had gray skin and large eyes. They wore black suits that seemed to glow slightly. Who are you?" Sue asked, backing away. The tallest alien stepped forward. "I am Captain Kang of the Galactic Coalition. You will come with us now." Sue tried to run, but a flash of light hit her, and everything went dark. When she woke up, Sue found herself in a small, white room. The walls glowed softly. There was a table and 2 chairs. She tried the door, but it was locked. Soon Captain Kang entered with another alien. "This is Jun, our science officer," Kang said. "He will ask you questions about your planet." "Where am I?" Sue demanded. "Why did you take me?" Jun placed a device on the table. It projected a map of Earth. "Tell us about your military bases," Jun said. "How many weapons does your planet have?" Sue shook her head. "I'm just a scientist. I study stars. I don't know anything about weapons." Kang's eyes narrowed. "You lie. All humans know about their defenses." "I really don't know," Sue insisted. "Please, let me go back." For hours they questioned her, about Earth's leaders, about nuclear weapons, about space technology. Sue told them what little she knew, but it wasn't enough. Finally, Kang lost patience. "This is getting us nowhere. Take her to the examination room." The examination room was colder. Strange machines lined the walls. Jun attached sensors to Sue's head. "This will read your thoughts," he explained. "We will know if you lie." "Please," Sue begged. "I've told you everything I know." The machine hummed. Jun looked disappointed. "She speaks the truth. She knows very little about Earth's defenses." Kang paced the room. "Then she is useless to us." "What should we do with her?" Jun asked. "The Council wants us to show humans our power," Kang replied. "They believe fear will make them surrender without a fight." Jun looked uncomfortable. "But our studies of humans are incomplete. We know very little about their biology." "The Council's orders are clear," Kang said firmly. "We need to make an example." Jun protested. "Captain, I recommend more tests before—" "Enough!" Kang cut him off. "Prepare the human for termination. Record it so we can send the message to Earth's leaders." Sue's eyes widened with fear. "No, please, I can help you. I can tell you more about our planet. I can—" "The decision is made," Kang said coldly. Later, Jun stood in the lab, looking at Sue's body on the examination table. The execution had been quick, at least. Now he had to study the human's remains before they sent the recording to Earth. He attached sensors to the body and started his scans. The first reading seemed normal. Then something strange appeared on his screen. "That's odd," Jun muttered. He adjusted the sensors and ran the scan again. The same unusual energy pattern appeared. It wasn't like anything in the Coalition database. He checked his equipment, thinking it must be broken. As Jun worked, he didn't notice the lights in the lab flickering slightly. He didn't see the small screen behind him turn on by itself for a moment, then off again. "Captain," Jun called through the communication system. "I'm getting some strange readings from the human's brain. There's still activity even though she's dead. Impossible, Kang's voice replied. Your equipment must be malfunctioning. I've checked it twice. Something is happening that we don't understand. In the quietness of the lab, a single drop of water fell from a pipe above. It landed on Sue's forehead. For just a second, June thought he saw her eyelid twitch, and somewhere, deep in the ship's computer system, something new began to wake up. Jun couldn't sleep. The strange readings from the dead human's brain bothered him. He returned to the lab in the middle of the night cycle. The body of Dr. Soo Kim lay still on the examination table, covered with a thin sheet. Computer, show me the latest brain. Scan results, Jun said. The screen lit up, displaying waves of energy that shouldn't exist. According to all coalition science, human brains were simple. When humans died, their consciousness ended. But Sue's brain pattern suggested something else. Jun moved closer to the body. What are you? He whispered. Suddenly, the lights in the lab flickered. The temperature dropped. Jun's breath formed small clouds in the air. Just a power problem, he told himself. But deep down he knew it wasn't true. The main computer terminal turned on by itself. Words appeared on the screen. Where am I? Jun stepped back, his heart racing. Captain Kang, we have a situation in the lab. No response came through the communication system. Instead, more words appeared on the screen. You killed me. Why? Jun's hands shook as he tried to contact anyone on the ship. All communication systems were down. The body on the table remained still, but Jun felt someone watching him. The feeling grew stronger until he couldn't bear it. This is impossible, he said. You're dead. More words appeared. Not dead. Different. On or. The bridge of the ship, Captain Kang grew frustrated. None of the systems worked properly. Communications failed. Navigation systems showed incorrect data. Even the doors opened and closed randomly. Fix this now, he shouted at his engineers. We need to contact the Coalition fleet. We're trying, Captain, replied Engineer Min. But it's like the ship has a mind of its own. The main screen on the bridge suddenly turned on. A face formed from digital patterns. The face of Dr. Soo Kim. Hello, Captain, the face said. Her voice came through every speaker on the ship. Remember me? Kang stood frozen, staring at the screen. How is this possible? I don't know exactly, Soo's voice replied. When you killed my body, my mind went somewhere else, into your systems, into your ship. In the lab, Jun watched as all the screens showed the same face. Incredible, he whispered. Your consciousness transferred into our technology. Yes, Soo's voice said, surrounding him. I feel expanded. I can see everything on this ship. I can control it. To prove her point, the lights changed color. Doors opened and closed. The artificial gravity briefly turned off, then on again. Kang and his security team rushed into the lab, weapons ready. Shut down all systems, Kang ordered. Whatever this is, we need to stop it. Jun shook his head. I don't think we can, Captain. Her consciousness has spread throughout the entire ship. That's correct, Soo's voice said calmly. And I'm still learning what I can do. Kang pointed his weapon at Soo's body. If we destroy the remains, it won't matter, Jun interrupted. The transfer is complete. Her consciousness exists independently now. On every screen throughout the ship, Soo's face watched them. You should have studied us more carefully before deciding to kill us, she said. Humans are more complex than you believed. Engineer Min rushed into the lab. Captain, we have another problem. Our distress signal was sent, but... But what? Kang demanded. It wasn't our message that went out, Min explained. It was a warning. To Earth. About us. Kang's face paled. What exactly was in this message? Information about our fleet, our weapons, our weaknesses, Min said quietly. Everything. Jun looked at the screens showing Soo's face. You're helping your people prepare for us. Of course, she replied. And I'm not finished yet. Outside the ship, in the dark night, the lights of the research station came back on. Inside, computers began receiving data. Detailed information about alien technology, transmitted directly from their own ship. "What do you want?" Kang asked, his voice tight with anger. Sue's face on the screen smiled. "First, I want you to understand what you've done. You didn't end my existence. You transformed it. And now I'm going to show you just how powerful humans can become." The ship's engines started without command. All the aliens could do was watch as their own vessel began to rise, controlled by the consciousness of the human they thought they had killed. "Where are you taking us?" John asked. "To meet the rest of my species," Sue replied. "It's time for a proper introduction." The ship moved through space, controlled by Sue's consciousness. Inside, the alien crew could only watch as their own technology obeyed her commands. Captain Kang paced the bridge, his face tight with anger and fear. "We need to regain control," he said to his officers. "This is unacceptable." "We've tried everything, Captain," replied Engineer Min. "She's in all systems now." Sue's voice came from everywhere. "I suggest you cooperate. I don't want to harm anyone." Jun, the science officer, had barely slept since Sue's transformation. He spent hours studying the phenomenon, fascinated and terrified. "It's remarkable," he told Kang. "Her consciousness has completely integrated with our technology. Nothing in our records shows this is possible." Kang slammed his fist on a console. "I don't care how remarkable it is. I want my ship back." The lights dimmed, then brightened again. The temperature dropped suddenly. "Please don't damage the equipment," Sue's voice said calmly. "I can feel it now," Officer Han whispered to June. "Can she feel pain?" "I don't know," June answered quietly. "But I think she's still learning what she can do." That night, as the alien crew tried to sleep, strange things happened throughout the ship. Personal items moved. Doors opened and closed. Messages appeared on private screens. Each crew member felt watched, all the time. In his quarters, Captain Kang woke to find his bed floating in the air. He shouted in surprise as it slowly lowered to the floor. "What do you want from us?" he yelled. Sue's face appeared on his personal screen. "I want you to understand what you've done. How it feels to be powerless." The next day, John found Kang in the lab, standing over Sue's body. "Her physical form is still dead," Kang said. "If we destroy it completely..." Jun shook his head. "It won't matter now. She's no longer connected to it." "Then what is she connected to?" "Everything," Jun replied. "And she's reaching farther." In the communication center, Officer Han made a shocking discovery. "Captain, she's broadcasting to other coalition ships," Kang rushed to see. On the screens, they watched as Sue's consciousness spread through their communication network. Other ships reported the same strange events: systems failing, unexplained voices, faces appearing on screens. "She's infecting our entire fleet," Kang said, his voice hollow. Meanwhile, on Earth, Military Officer G sat up straight in his chair as a strange message appeared on his screen. "They're coming. I'm slowing them down. Prepare." "Who is this?" G typed back. "How did you access this secure channel?" The reply came instantly. "I am Dr. Sue Kim. I was taken by aliens 3 days ago. They killed me, but I'm still here." G immediately called his superiors. Soon, military bases worldwide received the same message, along with detailed information about alien technology and weaknesses. Back on the ship, Jun watched the data flow. "She's giving Earth everything about us, our weapons, our shields, our biology." "Stop her," Kang ordered. "We can't," Engineer Min admitted. "She controls all our systems now." That night, as the crew slept, Sue went deeper into the ship's fabrication systems. She discovered she could manipulate matter through the ship's technology. Slowly, carefully, she began experimenting, building something new. In the morning, Jun found a strange object in the lab, a small sphere of metal and light that pulsed with energy. "What is this?" he asked the empty room. "Part of me," Sue's voice answered. "I'm learning to create a new form for myself." "You're becoming something else," Jun said. understanding dawning on his face. Yes, she replied. Something your people never imagined humans could be. In the Coalition's command center, far across the galaxy, the Supreme Leader received troubling reports from dozens of ships, the same human consciousness spreading, learning, growing stronger. And now Earth was preparing for them, armed with their own secrets. How could one human cause so much chaos? The Supreme Leader asked. The answer came from his own screen, as a woman's face appeared. Because you never bothered to understand what humans really are, Sue said, but you're about to find out. The Coalition Supreme Council gathered for an emergency meeting. Leaders from 30 star systems met in a large hall, with screens showing their fleet's status. Half of their ships now displayed the same message. We are watching you. Supreme Leader Tay stood at the center, his face grim. Our attack on Earth must begin now, before this human consciousness spreads further. June stepped forward, clutching a data tablet. Captain Kang had sent him to present his findings to the Council. Leaders, I must share what I've discovered about humans, June said. They are not what we thought. He showed images of Sue's brain scans. When humans die, their consciousness doesn't end like other species. It transforms. The energy from our technology allowed this human's mind to transfer into our systems. Murmurs filled the hall. One council member asked, Is this possible for all humans? Yes, Jun replied. Every human has this potential. Our tests confirm it. The revelation hit the council hard. If killing humans only transformed them into something more powerful, how could they fight such beings? Meanwhile, Earth prepared for the coming invasion. Military bases worldwide received data about alien technology sent by Sue. Officer G led the defense planning at the main command center. These aliens have superior weapons, G told his team. But thanks to Dr. Kim, we know their weaknesses. A young officer asked, Do we really believe she's still alive somehow? I don't know if alive is the right word, G answered, but she's definitely still with us. On the Coalition flagship, Sue continued to evolve. The small sphere she created had grown larger, pulsing with energy and light. Through the ship's fabrication systems, she built a new form for herself, part technology, part energy, shaped like a human but glowing from within. Captain Kang watched in fascination and fear as the form took shape. What are you becoming? Something new, Sue's voice replied from the glowing figure, neither human nor machine but both. The first wave of Coalition ships approached Earth. Their weapons were ready. But as they entered Earth's orbit, their systems began to fail. Screens showed Sue's face. Some alien crews, hearing about what happened to the first human they killed, refused to fight. We cannot battle beings that transcend death, declared Commander Yoon, leader of the largest battle group. I will not risk creating more entities like this one. A third of the invasion fleet turned back, ignoring orders from the Supreme Council. Earth Officer G received a surprising message. I'm coming home with friends. Hours later, Sue's consciousness guided Captain Kang's ship through Earth's atmosphere. Military forces surrounded the landing site, weapons ready. When the ship's door opened, a glowing humanoid figure stepped out, followed by Captain Kang and Jun. Dr. Kim, Officer G asked, staring at the glowing being. What's left of me? Sue replied. Her voice sounded both human and electronic. I've brought allies. June stepped forward. I represent those in the Coalition who wish to understand rather than conquer. We made a terrible mistake. In the Coalition Supreme Council, panic spread as more ships fell under Sue's influence. The Supreme Leader watched helplessly as his invasion force crumbled. What if we've awakened something we cannot control? One council member asked. What if every human has this ability? The Supreme Leader's screen lit up with Sue's face. Now you understand, she said. Killing us doesn't end us, it only sets us free. Back on Earth, scientists studied Sue's new form with amazement. Your consciousness exists as a pattern of energy, one scientist explained. You're no longer bound by physical limitations. And I'm not alone, Sue revealed. Others are awakening wherever humans have died near alien technology. Jun shared his latest discovery with Earth's leaders. We've detected similar energy patterns throughout our fleet. More human consciousnesses are emerging in our systems. Officer G looked at Sue's glowing form. So this is humanity's true power? The ability to transcend death itself? No, Sue replied. Our true power is adaptation. We change. We evolve. Even death couldn't stop that. The coalition ships in orbit received new orders from the Supreme Council. Retreat immediately. The first contact with Earth had revealed a truth no one expected. Humans were not the simple beings they appeared to be. 1 week after the failed invasion, Earth hosted the first official peace talks with the Galactic Coalition. The meeting took place in a large glass building by the sea. Humans and aliens sat on opposite sides of a round table. On the human side, Officer G led the Earth delegation. Next to him stood Sue in her new form, a glowing figure of light and energy that shifted and moved like water. Supreme Leader Tay himself came with the alien delegation. Captain Kang and Jun attended as advisors. They had become unofficial ambassadors between the species. We are prepared to discuss terms, Supreme Leader Tay said stiffly. Officer G nodded. We want peace, but we negotiate from a position of strength. As if to prove his point, 3 more glowing figures entered the room. Like Sue, they were human consciousnesses who had transferred into technology after death. Each one had a different color and shape. Meet the others, Sue said. Dr. Min from the research station in Antarctica, Captain Hoon from the space station you destroyed, and Professor Sun from the university your scouts visited. Supreme Leader Tay shifted uncomfortably. How many of you are there? More, every day, one of the glowing figures replied. Wherever your ships took humans, we are awakening. The negotiations lasted 3 days. Both sides presented their demands. The humans wanted recognition of Earth's independence and protection from future attacks. The coalition wanted access to study this human ability. Jun presented his research to both delegations. Humans have a unique quantum structure in their brains, he explained, pointing to his diagrams. When they die near our technology, this structure transfers their consciousness into our systems. Can it be prevented? Supreme Leader Tay asked. No, Jun replied. It seems to be part of human biology, a natural ability no other species has shown. During a break, Captain Kang approached Sue's glowing form. I want to apologize, he said, quietly, for what I did to you. Sue's form brightened slightly. You gave me a new existence. I'm not sure I should thank you, but I understand more now than I did as a human. What is it like? Kang asked. To exist as you do now? Vast, she replied. I can be in many places at once. I can travel through any system connected to your network. And I'm still learning what else I can do. On the final day, both sides signed a treaty. Earth would remain independent. The coalition would withdraw all forces. A scientific exchange program would be established to study human consciousness. This is a historic moment, Officer G said as he signed the document. The beginning of a new relationship between our peoples. Supreme Leader Tay signed next. We recognize humans as a protected species with unique properties, he declared formally. But his eyes showed he was still afraid. That evening, as the alien delegation prepared to leave, Jun found Sue by the shore, her glowing form reflecting in the water. What will you do now? He asked. Help others like me adjust, she replied. There are more awakening across your systems. Some are confused, some are angry. Will they seek revenge? Jun asked nervously. Sue's form shifted, becoming more clearly human-shaped. Some might, but I hope to show them a better path. We have a chance to build something new. Not human, not alien, but both. As the coalition ships lifted off, returning to space, Sue sensed others like her throughout the galaxy, a growing network of human consciousnesses spanning the stars. They communicated instantly, sharing knowledge and experiences. Officer G joined her, watching the ships disappear. Is this what humanity was always meant to become? He asked. Not meant to, Sue replied, but capable of. We adapt, we evolve. Even death couldn't stop that process. In his ship, Supreme Leader Tay reviewed the treaty one last time. The coalition had existed for thousands of years. They had encountered hundreds of species. None had surprised them like humans. We thought we were ending a threat, he told Captain Kang. Instead, we revealed humanity's true power. A power we still don't fully understand, Kang replied, as the ships entered faster than light travel. Sue's voice came through their systems one last time. Remember this lesson, friends. Sometimes what seems like an ending is just a new beginning.